Welcome to Enchant AI, where stories come alive in the darkest depths of imagination. I am thrilled to introduce you to our channel, dedicated to delivering gripping and heart-racing narratives that will leave you breathless. In the pitch-black embrace of the night, where shadows dance with secrets and the air hangs heavy with anticipation, our tales unfold. Prepare to be immersed in a world where the boundaries of reality blur and the line between light and darkness fades into obscurity. Today, we present a story that will send shivers down your spine, evoking both terror and intrigue. It begins in a desolate setting, where the air is thick with an eerie silence. The moon hides behind a veil of clouds, casting a dim glow upon the haunting landscape. You find yourself lost in a labyrinth of gnarled trees, their branches entwined like bony fingers, reaching out to ensnare unwary souls. Our protagonist, burdened with fear and uncertainty, races through the treacherous terrain. Every step is a battle against exhaustion, as their heart pounds in their chest, a relentless drumbeat echoing in the darkness. Their mind teeters on the precipice of despair, yet a glimmer of hope persists, flickering like a dying ember. Amidst the oppressive atmosphere, a malevolent presence stalks their every move. The malefactor's presence is felt before they are seen, a sinister silhouette against the gloom. Their grin, once warm and inviting, now twisted with malice, sends chills cascading down our protagonist's spine. As the pursuit intensifies, our protagonist's strength wanes, culminating in a desperate struggle on the cold, unforgiving ground. The predator, confident in their triumph, taunts with a proximity that suffocates hope. Yet, in a surprising turn of events, our protagonist summons a wellspring of determination, seizing control of their own destiny. A tense battle ensues, a dance of life and death in the heart of the night. The clash of wills reverberates through the air as our protagonist fights against the dark forces that threaten their existence. With each strike, the sound of impact resonates, mingling with the thud of their own heartbeat. In the aftermath, guilt and confusion wash over our protagonist, questioning the boundaries they have crossed. The weight of their actions presses heavily upon their conscience, casting doubt upon the fragile balance between survival and morality. As the chilling tale reaches its climax, we invite you to subscribe to Enchant AI and immerse yourself in an endless realm of intense and enthralling stories. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, so you never miss a moment of heart-pounding narratives that will test the limits of your imagination. Welcome to Enchant AI, where darkness meets enchantment and the unimaginable takes shape. Brace yourself for an unforgettable journey where intent and suspense weave together, leaving you craving for more. Subscribe now and let our stories consume your senses. My heart drummed in my chest. Beads of sweat trickled rapidly down my face. With each step, I could feel my lungs being drained of oxygen. Determined, distressed, and dazed, I fought for my life like a soldier in the midst of a crimson war. As I ran, memories of the life I may forever lose flooded my mind. My mother's warm embrace, my sister's exuberant words, and my father's endearing face. Every fiber in my body ached as I tried to picture a life without them, a life that no longer existed. The oppressive trees towered over me, creating an inescapable maze in my path. The murky sky heightened the fear coursing through my veins as I looked up in search of hope and light, yet was met with nothing but darkness and gloom. Cautiously, I turned my head over my shoulder, anxiously checking if he's still following me. His silhouette contrasted the surroundings perfectly, making him visible from a distance. Shivers ran down my spine as I caught a glimpse of his malicious grin from my peripheral vision. The hourglass full of my hope and energy was slowly running out. After an eternity of running, my body finally gave up on me as I tripped over a rock, collapsing to the hard and cold ground. This place is where the end of my life began, or so I thought. I could hear his footsteps ambling through the mud as he inched closer and closer to my lifeless body. He crouched down nearer to my level, and I could feel his hot breath racing down my neck. The predator had finally acquired his prey, or so he thought. He stood back up, lifted his foot slightly just enough to reach my body and harshly pushed me until I was facing the empty sky. I felt seized by his mental and physical strength, His enchanting eyes that once lured me in were now nothing but pure evil. The spark in them ceased to exist, and their bright color was overtaken by a somber black, a color so deep it felt rooted in his soul. To this day, I still questioned his drastic change. How can an angel turn into a demon? I opened my eyes fearfully, knowing what stood in front of me. His eyes pierced through mine, overpowering any ounce of courage I had. He smiled at me, but it was not the same smile I knew and loved. It was not the same smile that could light up a dark world. It was not the same smile that melted my heart. No, there was animosity behind it. Something so compelling and heinous that I struggled to collect my thoughts and think of a plan. Tears pooled in the corners of my eyes, one by one slowly cascading down my face as I implored for the old him to peek through this spiteful facade. Yet the reaction he gave me was that of an uninhabited soul. On the outside, he looked and sounded exactly like him, but I could tell he was not the man I fell in love with, so I had to get rid of him. As he stared eerily at me, I used my foot and kicked him until he too fell on the floor. It was about time we switched roles. Then in one swift motion, I picked up a rock, jumped on his body, and repeatedly knocked the rock against his head. Blood gushed out of him with every contact, more and more liquid spilling on the floor, painting it a beautiful ruby color. He attempted to fight back, throwing his limbs around, wishing for one of his attacks to be successful, but to no avail. I had him pinned. There was no escape for him now. With animalistic-like movements, I hit him until he became unconscious, until his limbs stopped fighting and his eyes stopped fluttering, until his fingers stopped twitching and his heart stopped beating.
A wave of guilt and paranoia surged through me as I dropped the bloody rock. I had just realized my actions. Did I really kill him? No, that's impossible. I looked around, making sure we were alone in this gigantic forest. I screamed out in agony, not quite grasping the gravity of the situation. Desperate to fulfill our promise of being together forever, I let my emotions engulf me as I picked up the rock again, and in another swift motion, threw it at my own head in one deadly blow. Darkness enveloped my senses as I collapsed to the ground, my fate uncertain. Was this the end of my torment, or was it merely the beginning of a new chapter in this twisted tale? As my consciousness wavered on the precipice of oblivion, a faint whisper echoed through the woods, hinting at the chilling secrets that lie hidden within the shadows. Join us on Enchant AI as we delve deeper into the realms of mystery, suspense, and heart-pounding thrills. Subscribe now and hit the notification bell to be captivated by more intriguing and intense stories that will leave you questioning the very fabric of reality. Don't miss a moment of our enthralling narratives that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Welcome to a world where enchantment and darkness intertwine,